It's Lost in Plot, and today we've got the Blumhouse production, Black Phone.
The Black Phone, that's right, we got something for horror fans. So what is the Black Phone about? Well, our protagonist is a young boy named Finney, who's in junior high or so about. And we're set in Denver, 1973, 73, 74, right around there. And the problem that Finney's got is someone is going around the neighborhood and grabbing up all of his classmates.
The grabber!
The grabber. The grabber is snatching up all of his classmates, taking them down into his basement, and doing awful, awful things.
Unspeakable things.
So this is a very effective horror. Now, in dealing with the grabber, there's also the titular Black Phone, where his former victims will call and provide clues on how to potentially escape him.
That's right. So the conflict sets up with the young boy who wants to live out the rest of his life and the grabber who has other plans. So when the film puts the two of them together and we have kind of a confined thriller, it really starts to come into its own. It's a really great cat and mouse. It's smart writing, and I think that's the film's best strength, is the script.
Yeah, it is a very, very well-written script. It is thought out, it is detailed, it is meticulous, and it really seems like the director and everyone involved honored the script the way it was written here. Now, this is a little bit of a supernatural horror, but it's also really, really grounded in something that is very, very real, because you are dealing with a time in the 1970s where you might have had someone driving around in a big dark van abducting children. So that is a very terrifying and serious thing to center your horror film around.
That's right. It's visceral, it's intense, it can hit close to home, and the only weakness it really spouts is that because you're dealing with such a cast of young actors, the acting is going to be a bit of a mixed bag. And it is. But what offsets that is the wonderfully creepy performance from Ethan Hawke as the grabber.
Ethan Hawke is the reason to watch this film. He is terrifying as the grabber. The production design, the mask that he wears, the way that Scott Derrickson, who is the director for this, he previously directed Sinister and I think the very first Doctor Strange. He's directing here. His craft is very well done. He knows how to build up terror and suspense, but we go back to the script. The script is really strong. Finney's got, he comes from a very poor home. His dad is an alcoholic piece of shit. So he's got lots of problems, and he's picked on at school, right? He's weak, he's picked on, he's beat up, but other people constantly kind of come in and save him, and that's what he's looking for. And eventually the lesson that he's got to learn is to how to stand up to himself, and he's given the ultimate terror, the ultimate test for someone in his position that deals with those things, this fully grown man serial killer, the grabber.
Yeah, very, very scary for anyone to really watch. And such a solid script. It really elaborates the conflict in the second act. It brings you up to this point of no return where you think maybe there's a shot that things will go well, and then it says, nope, there's a showdown coming, and there's no way to avoid it. And it does an amazing job elaborating that conflict, adding in new characters, new wrinkles, new bits of information that keep you enthralled throughout the entire runtime. Is never bored, not for a second, watching this film.
And likable characters, too. Characters that you care about. And this is truly a terrifying topic. It's so sensitive in this area in that kids are your victims, and you're dealing with kind of a real-life possibility of someone that would snatch them up and be a serial killer. So I know that could turn off audiences, potentially, who just say, I can't deal with that, I can't even think about that. But if you're looking to be terrorized, and you're looking for that from a horror film, you're going to get it here. If you buy the ticket, you're going to take the ride, and you're going to get genuine terror out of this film. They do a very good job.
Yeah, and you're going to want to take this ride. It's alive for me. It's an 8 out of 10. I'm going way up there because I loved the script so much, and I think the director was so intelligent not to get in the way of good writing, and he really highlighted it. He drew out some good performances from Ethan Hawke, not so much from the younger cast, but there's memorable sequences, really memorable imagery, and just a vibe to this film that was outstanding.
And a lot of horror films can't do it anymore. They can't terrify you beyond just cheap jump scares. They don't know how to build tension or suspense. They don't know how to psychologically scare you in that you're going to be remembering it after you leave the movie theater. But this one does.
Yeah, this one you definitely remember. You even almost kind of want to go back because it's so signature and unique, and it's an original script. It's not derivative. It's very well done. It's a very simple story that's told in a simple fashion, and it's effective.
I have this alive as well, but I have it at a 7 out of 10. This was very nearly a classic for me. But one of the things that I'll say is, when you're looking to please a mass audience, can you really terrify them? Can you really torture them? Or do you pull back a little bit? And I think they do pull back a little bit. There's still a lot of genuine terror, but for my tastes, I want you to give me your worst. I mean, bring it. Bring it on. I want you to give me your absolute worst and terrify me. And this one injected a little bit of humor to kind of pat you on the back and say, oh, it's okay, so that mass audiences can kind of enjoy this if they're not looking for something that's so raw and visceral and gritty as a serial killer hunting little kids through the neighborhood. Yeah. Some people are just going to say, oh, I'm not going to deal with that. But for those individuals, I'd say even you can go see it, because it's not going to go full throat at you. It lets up a little bit, and for my money, that keeps it from becoming a horror classic. Pretty damn close, though. So this was really good.
Give
I was
it
very
time.
happy with
Give it time. This was easily the best horror movie I've seen in years.
A long time. This is a good one. This is worth going to see, especially in the summer. If you've been missing your horror fix, you can get it here.
There it is. That's the word on Blumhouse's Black Phone. Guys, if you've seen it, leave your comments in the section down below. Like and subscribe. Check us out on Twitter, and we will see you all on the next one.